interesting to have. A barbell might not fit up your rear when you're trying to stash it, but you go stash it in your cell. That's cool. A lot of people bitch and complain about that. Inmates going directly to their cell and hiding their stuff. Again, we try to help with the COs and make it realistic for them. We've heard COs complain about getting bullied by the inmates. Oh well, I don't want to come on here and role play when I'm getting shit talked all the time. Well,
when you're trying to
I've
stash it,
had
but
COs
you go
complain and say they
stash
want to
it in
leave,
your cell.
is because
That's cool. A lot of
oh, I don't
people
want to
bitch
sit
and
here and
complain about
babysit.
that.
Inmates going directly to their
But
cell and
I
hiding their
don't
stuff.
think they understand the
Again,
concept
we try to help
of
with the COs
being
and
a
make it
correctional
realistic for them.
officer
We've
and
heard
dealing
COs
with
complain
inmates
about
and the
getting
role
bullied
play
by
of
the
that.
inmates.
This
Oh,
is
cop versus robber. You're a cop. The robber, which is the inmate, they don't like each other. They're going to shit talk you. They're going to smear your name. They're going to try to shit talk you. They don't like you. They always complain. It is what it is. That's the whole concept of being a correctional officer is you babysit inmates. They're obviously not realistically, they don't want to be there. In game, these guys are role playing as inmates. They're going to shit talk you and have that persona and that mentality. People just have to deal with it. If you don't understand, we're just starting the conversation. So you guys coming in, we're just starting the conversation. But pretty much is if you're a guard and you don't want to deal with inmates shit talking you, then don't be a guard. If you're a guard and you don't want to deal with you having to babysit some of these inmates, then don't be a guard, because that's the whole point of being a guard. Now we have a lot of people like myself and a couple other individuals that actually like the serious or they like the CO role play. Me personally and a couple of these other guys, we like the CO role play because there's a lot of action. There's always something to do. Um, there's always stuff cracking off. There's always something to do with the COs, and whether it's a knife fight or us taking guys to the shoe or bringing in new people, I find it exciting. A lot of people do, but then there's also those few individuals that don't like it and they complain and they try to shit on the server and say the server's full of shitters and all this shit, but then they leave, right? Which just shows me they never had the head for it or the mentality. They're just giving up, which happens. You know what I mean? It is what it is. Um, People come and go. That's what it is. What we're going to try to do moving forward, and like I said this multiple times already, we're trying to make this server fun for everybody, and we want to make it fun where people are actually wanting to show up and hop on every day. And if we have to be a little less strict on things or a little less serious just for people to, hey, do what they want and role play and have fun, then that's what we're probably going to be doing. We are a serious roleplay server at the end of the day. We have uniforms, we've got the knives, we've got all the realistic stuff that inmates do, or the concept, or the style, or the environment. It's all realistic. But if you're not liking that when, guys say, I want serious roleplay, but then they cry when there's an hour lockdown. But then we bump it down to 30 minutes and you guys are okay with that. And then you guys come outside and now you're cracking it off again. And then, CEOs complain, oh, well, these guys don't fear going to the shoe. They don't care about going to the shoe. Well, you know what I mean? You're dealing with guys on a video game that aren't really dealing with the repercussions like real life. Yeah, it sucks going in real life to the shoe when you crack off a race riot and now it's a 6-month lockdown in the fucking shoe and you're not leaving. You're doing bird baths. And if you don't know what bird baths are, it's pretty much you taking a shower in your cell. You're not leaving that cell. And how you figure it out is how you figure it out. But at the end of the day, is we're realistic with our economy. We're realistic with our uniforms, the style of role play that we have. It's all realistic, and we are serious with it. Now, one thing we're going to be implementing, and a lot of people, they'll say, oh, well, that's not realistic, or oh, that's not serious. This is semi. It is what it is. They're going to complain whether they like it or not. We are going to be implementing weapon crafting with this new update. Weapon crafting will be a thing. It allows people in game to grind for it, put time into the server, actually, role play getting the materials and getting all that together. If the economy gets flooded with knives, we'll do just like any other server with weapons. We'll wipe. We'll do a wipe. If they can get it again and keep grinding for it more. But we're not going to wipe every other week because these guys have a bunch of knives and shit. It's all about who's going to put in the work and who's going to put in the dedication to actually getting all that shit going. Now, if factions team up and they use their resources and pull together and actually have somewhat of a leadership, then yeah, they're probably going to have their shit together. Some people might not because they're crash outs. Now, a lot of people, they come in here and there's a lot of new fishes, and everyone, like I said a second ago, everyone thinks they're a badass. Everyone thinks they're a tough guy. You know what I mean? It is what it is. It is what it is. They think like that on the street too, till they find out, they get locked up, and they're not. You know what I mean? So, um, but yeah, I wanted to get that off my chest with just understanding the serious roleplay aspect. People complaining about whether it's serious or is this realistic. Politics. Not everybody's a politician when it comes to this prison shit. There's some guys that are fanatical about this. They come in here and they want is politics, and that's all they care about. But then there's also people who come in here who have never been to prison, or maybe they don't understand politics, but they want to come in here because it's a prison server. Ooh, I can get a knife. Ooh, I can roll with a gang. Ooh, I can stab and jump motherfuckers as an inmate. Again, it's a game. That's why they're coming in here. They want to have that fun. They're not trying to sit in a cell for 8 hours. And we've seen other servers and other people where they try to have that where you're sitting there for 8 hours. And there's a reason why that dies off and that's not successful. So at the end of the day, we're going to have it be more fun in here for people. And again, if you don't get your certain situation and something happens that you don't like it, if you go to general chat and you're just going to complain, I'm going to time you out. Because at the end of the day, you're not helping the community, and it kind of embarrasses yourself and makes you look like a whiny baby, is because all you do is come in the chats and complain. Um, if you actually care for the community, you'll make server suggestions or you'll make tickets. I had a guy say, well, I'm not trying to make a ticket every other minute because somebody's doing something wrong. Well, then you're a part of the problem because you're not wanting to help out. You just want to sit there and complain. And at that point, it's useless. What are we going to do? You're not helping out. We can't solve the problem. So it is what it is. So the politics are still going to be a thing in here. Gang stuff is still going to be a thing in here. We're just going to be a little more loose with things. I'm not trying to shit on everybody and make it super ultra realistic and strict, of either you get down with us or you're dead. No, people are going to be able to come in here and role play and do what they want, whether they want to be a Crip faction, a Blood faction, whatever it is. They can come in here and do that. It's a gang. It's a game, and it's a fucking gang. And if they want to come in here and role play that, it's cool, right? Now, if people want to push the racial politics and all that stuff, continue to do so. You have every right to do that. It's your role play. It's your faction. You do what you think is necessary. But we're not going to tax people that don't want to do or join your faction. Like if they don't want to join your faction, you can't tax them. That's running people out of the server, and that's toxic. We don't want that type of mentality or environment. If they come in here as a Hispanic and they don't want to be a Norte, but they also don't want to be a Southerner, and they want to make their own faction, that's their decision. All right. Um, again, we try to keep it realistic towards the California politics and serious towards the California politics. But again, not everybody's educated, and also not everybody's into that. If a guy wants to come in here and he wants to roleplay GD, BD, Latin Kings, whatever, we're going to allow that. Why? Because it's a gaming server and a community, and we want people to roleplay and have their fun and come in here and do what they would like to do. With this new update that we're going to be doing, we're going to be implementing a lot more clothing items with accessories. Let me kind of go down the list so I don't steer off. But just to get the clothing out of the topic, we have new clothing that's going to be coming in. You're going to see a lot of the old shit, of course, but we have some new accessories coming in with the different colors. Different shorts, different tops and shit that'll have the SADCR stuff, but just in different colors, whether it be yellow, red, white, blue, and the list goes on. Protective custody is going to start being more of a thing. The events that we're having all the time, we're going to continue to do those events and try to make it as fun and unique as possible. What I've heard from a lot of people is they like the prison, or what do you call it? They like the protective custody roleplay scenes because it allows the gangs to not white car versus black car, northerners versus southerners. It takes the attention off of that and it kind of lets you go after something new, and it kind of has you guys team up together and it goes after another problem. Which a lot of people, I've heard a lot of good feedback about that. You have one or two guys, oh, that's bullshit. Whatever, you're negative. It is what it is. But a lot of people like that shit. So we're going to be implementing a lot of more of those events with protective custody. We're going to have the inmate firefighting going on. We're going to have a lot of more stuff like that happening to make it more fun, unique. We might even do a boxing event. Now you're going to have people, oh, well, that's not realistic. What inmates are going to have a boxing event? Shut up. Okay? Shut up. It's a game. We're trying to have everybody have fun. If we decide for you guys to come in and we gather everybody, hey, let's having a boxing event. Whoever wins maybe gets a knife handle or a knife or maybe some drugs or maybe some money, whatever we decide to choose for the reward. We're doing it because we want people to have fun. And at the end of the day, you guys can go back in character. Oh, I beat his ass and all this shit. So everybody finds that to be fun. It's just a few other guys that don't find that to be fun. And at the end of the day, we don't have enough serious role players for this to be ultra realistic. You know, the COs, we can only have so many COs on, bro. We can't have a CO there every minute of the day. Um, and that's just how it is, right? And if you don't like that, well, why don't you join the team? I look at the chats a lot of time, and there's a lot of people who just complain about this, about that with the COs, but then you refuse to make an application and go help them. You're a part of the problem, dude. That's what the thing is. You're a part of the problem. You complain, but you don't want to help out. You don't want to try to find a solution, um, and so forth. We will be having a prison gang set up for the COs. The COs and the correctional staff will have their own prison gang, and it'll be for the COs, but we're going to treat them just like any other faction. You know, they have interaction logs. Anytime they do a corrupt thing, they got to go log it. Again, gangs, you guys log the interactions of them doing corrupt things against your faction or yourself. You can then go push for a CK against them. That's how we have it. That's how we're going to still do it. You guys can do stabbings and you're shot caller and you want to go stab people in game. That's cool. But CKs will still be a thing where you have to go through faction management. And that's just us trying to regulate, you know, and make sure you guys are making the right decisions. Because some people will kill a guy for calling him a bitch and they want to CK him. That's not happening, right? It's just not happening. You got hurt because some guy on the computer called you a bitch and now you want to ruin his experience and kill off his character all because of your ego. That's not happening. But if there's multiple interactions and things that go down and you guys press him multiple times, there's been multiple interactions and beefs, and you guys want to push for ECK, that's another thing, right? And we can work with you guys on that. There's also some things that shot callers, they haven't been, you know, they've had authority this entire time to make tickets to try to CK people for fucking up, but most of them aren't really doing it. Now there's some times where people are complaining about the ticket responses and shit. You know, guys, this is a gaming community. This is not a 40-hour job. I can't tell my staff, hey, you got to sit here and you got to do this amount of this. And, you know what I mean? We can't make it like a job because we don't pay these guys. It's all volunteer work. At the end of the day, this is all volunteer. Me paying the bills and doing the development and Twin and Batman showing up to do staff stuff, that's all volunteer work. So we try our best. And if you want to complain and say we're a shit server because we can't get your ticket within 5 minutes, then it is what it is. We don't care. Like, we've tried. But if you just want to be a shitter yourself, then you can leave. Womp fucking womp is exactly fucking right. Womp fucking womp. Yeah, people have lives, dude. People have lives. We try our best. But if you don't like it, then you can leave. I'll talk about the tattoo system here in a minute, but I kind of want to stay on track. Now, with the inmates role-playing their injuries and fearing for their lives, we want people to role-play fearing for their lives, but not everybody is going to fear for their life 24/7, and we're not going to enforce it to the point where it's going to be a ban and all this stuff. You know, we're in a game, guys. If you guys pull up on him and you got a knife and they're not afraid for it, then you just need to go fucking take them out or do something of that nature, right? We're not going to keep banning people because they don't want to fear your knife. Dude, it's a game. You go to any of these other servers that are normal and totally realistic, I guess, but they're not always going to fear you pulling up with a gun. We're going to try our best to enforce the rules in the roleplay regarding people not fearing for their lives and people not roleplaying their injuries. But again, we're going to die it down with how strict we are. Again, we are still a serious and realistic server. Everything you see in here, environment, style, uniforms, knives, it's all realistic and that's all serious. But we're going to die down and take it back a little with how strict we are and how we're punishing people for the littlest of things. We're trying to die back on that and we're going to let people have their fun. Because that's what these fools want to come in here. We tried to do it realistic and ultra serious. Look where we're at. We went from 100 with Q, now we're down to 30 and 40, which people actually said, who voted, said, oh yeah, I'd rather have 30 or 40 people rather than 100 people that are not being realistic. Well, guess what? We did it, and all you guys did was continue to still complain. A lot of you. So it's, you know, it is what it is at this point. We've decided that we're going to take it back a step, and we're going to have it be a little less strict, but we're still going to be enforcing rules and still let you guys have your funds. If you haven't heard already, weapon crafting is definitely going to be a thing in here. We're going to set up weapon crafting, and you guys will be able to set up your knives. We're going to have crafting for the phones too, so you guys can have the phone role play. Again, of course, it's not realistic for every other inmate to have a phone, but it's a game, so we're going to let you have your fun. the TOS and slurs and all this stuff. Obviously, we have people who roleplay skinheads in here, and obviously we have people who roleplay as a little bit of a Black Panther thing, right? Some guys come in here and they want to roleplay as being a black with the Black Power movement, or they want to come in here and they want to roleplay being a skinhead and the whole white pride stuff. The thing is we allow that roleplay, but that doesn't mean you can come in here and troll racism, calling a guy a monkey or this other slurs. We don't tolerate that. We're a gaming community. Just because you can't sit here and call a guy a monkey on here doesn't mean that we're not serious. It means we don't tolerate that shit, just like every other server. We don't tolerate blatant racism. Just like a black guy coming in here and saying cracker and all this shit. We don't tolerate that. Oh, well, I don't care if he calls me it. It doesn't matter whether you care or not. People are streaming, people are obviously trying to make content in here, and when you do that stuff, it fucks it up and it steers people away from the community. We've had a lot of streamers try to come in here, but they leave. Why? Is because you guys can't control your lips. You guys can't control your mouths, and you can't fucking uh, you guys are steering people away from the community. So if you guys can't get with the program, we'll just ban you, because you can go trail that shit elsewhere and see if they tolerate that. Let me know if they do, because highly fucking doubt it. But the TOS stuff, and no, you can't call people a retard. No, you can't call people a monkey. No, you can't call people a cracker. I even made a list of words that you could say. Hey, in prison, by the way, you can call a guy a bitch or a punk, and that's just as disrespectful as calling him a cracker or a monkey. It's a disrespectful slur, and realistically, it's fighting words. So you can easily call people that. But no, you want to sit here and get creative with your racist roleplay. We're not tolerating that. We've seen where that goes, and it just kills people off and makes people not want to come in here and make content. And if you don't like it, you can leave. Um, Spam punching and spam tackling. At the end of the day, we're not tolerating that still. That's just a basic thing that you guys need to understand is if you're fighting somebody and you're just going to spam R and it's blatant, right? You're just spamming, and it's just punching. It's exploiting. Disabled R key script. It's not disabled R key script. It's embedded into the game mechanics. So we're going to have to figure out a way to make a custom script to disable that. But that also interferes with a lot of things like the locking on when you have a knife and you lock onto somebody. You know, it also interferes with that shit. So the disable R key, we try our best with trying to figure that out, but it's also the people. If you're doing it just like any other server where you're spam punching, we're going to punish you. Not, and yeah, it might not be realistic to spam R and spam punch, but mostly what we're trying to say is that's exploiting a game mechanic. That's abusing a game mechanic. So we're going to punish you for that. And that's still going to be a thing. So if you're spam tackling or spam punching, you'll get punished accordingly. We do need medical staff. Now, medical staff, we don't have enough people that want to do medical role play. They come in here as medical staff. They say they're going to pop out and show up, but they really don't. They pop out maybe once or twice and then they give up. So we might make doctors become a vent type of thing where doctors come in, they have a list of patients and they give you medication and stuff like that. Maybe we do it once a week or whatever, but we're going to be implementing more of a medical staff with the medical role play on event side of things. We do have if you guys want to help with events, we have an event manager role. These are guys that are helping with events, whether it be the gladiator school, the protective custody, the medical doctor stuff, whatever it may be. We want you guys to help out with the events. If you guys want to help out, we'll make a little thing for it. You guys can make a ticket and we'll talk to you more about it. But events, we're always looking for people who want to better the community. We're always looking for people who want to host events and actually do stuff. Level 4. So level 4 and level 3. The difference between this stuff, right? Level 3 is supposed to be general population. It's supposed to be a minimum security yard, and it has a variety of murderers, killers, but also as low as domestic violence cases and stuff like that. If you are here for the ultra realistic, serious role play, like some people try to do, like these prison movies, then go to level 4. Level 4 is going to be a lot more slow burn. You're going to be in your pod a lot. You're going to be in your cell a lot. You're going to be, when you go to yard, your yard time is going to be in a cage, a literal fucking cage. It'll be 2 to a cage. Um, that's where a lot of the incidents is. It's you got a problem with somebody on level 4. Realistically, you're gonna stab them because that's how the level 4 politics are. So in level 4, there might be a lot more stabbings than there are on level 3, maybe, right? Because that's where people are obviously cracking it off. High risk, maximum security inmates, menace to society. Those are the type of people that are going to be over there on level 4. It's a lot more slow burn over there, bro. You want the slow burn RP, sitting in your cell for a few hours and then getting out for an hour for your shoot or your yard time, then you can go to level 4. If you guys want to be more poppin', more outside, more of the fighting, more of the stabbings, more shit to do, then you'll be on the level 3. If you don't like going to the supermax to level 4, the maximum security yard, then just make another character. It's that easy and simple. If you're so pissed off about losing your character's storyline to level 4 and oh, now he's going to be over there, then you should have not gotten caught up already so many times on level 3. If you're doing shit in level 3 and you're getting caught all the time, that's your problem. That's your fault. So level 4 is going to be more for the serious, ultra, slow burn, sitting in a cell, doing that type of deal. You can go over to level 4. It might not be as popping. It might not be as hectic. It might not be as chaotic. It's because not everybody's into that. Now, when it comes to level 3, that's where everybody's going to be at right off the bat. People calling, the phones. We're implementing the knife crafting. We're implementing the phones and stuff, right? That's where you can call people from the level 4. Maybe the shot callers are over on level 4, giving phone calls to level 3 yard, letting them know, hey, take care of this guy, or hey, this is going down, or what's going on over there. There's that type of stuff, which is, pretty cool. Um, and that's also realistic. So that's why we want that stuff. What do you have to do to end up in level 4? And is there a way to get yourself out of level 4? Yeah, so pretty much if you have multiple validation points on your record, validations could be fighting, assaults, threats against COs, caught with contraband, um, refusing to obey a lawful command from the CO, which is actually realistic. Like at the end of the day, you're going to obey a CO one way or another if he gives you a lawful command inside the prison. These are all ways you can get validation points. Now, is there a thing called validation points for the gang affiliates? Of course. If you're a gang affiliate member and you're telling everybody, you're a norteño, you're a serrano, I'm a skinhead, and I'm rolling with these guys, you're probably going to get marked down. Oh, okay, gang validation point number 1. Now, you can't just keep getting hit back to back to back with the gang validation points unless you're involved with a gang activity or a gang assault. Um, but as long as you have one validation point on your record that you are a gang affiliated member, that could be a validation point and that could be on your record. So level 4, getting off of the validation points or maybe lowering your status to go back to level 3. The only thing that you got to do on the level 4 is, when with the character stories, backstories channel in the Discord, we will go look at that stuff and we want to see the role play of your character. Just doing the day-to-day stuff, working out, sitting in your cells, maybe doing some screens or schemes and posting it in your channel. That's the type of stuff that's going to drop your points where you'll go back to level 3 yard. So if you want to drop points and you're tired of the level 4 yard, as long as you are doing slow burn roleplay and you are actually not getting into trouble all the time and stabbing everybody and getting caught for it, you'll probably go back to the level 3 yard. But that'll take a little bit of time. Um, you know, unrealistic roleplay of swallowing kitchen knives down your throat and shit like that, that's just unrealistic. Now, shoving balloons and shoving plastic tubes up your ass and all that shit, again, COs know this. If you have one plastic tube on you and you shove it up your ass or whatever, they're going to work with you when you try to hide it. But if you have multiple balloons and multiple plastic tubes on you and you're refusing to give the role play of shitting it out, or, you're just doing that play to win mentality where I'm not, oh, I don't get caught with nothing, they're going to make a staff ticket or contact staff, or they're going to give you a laxative pill and they're going to force you to role play that. Because at the end of the day, as much as people want to complain and say that's power gaming, you're forcing the role play on me, you're not being realistic with it. You're trying to shove multiple tubes up your ass and you're not trying to shit any of it out after you just stabbed multiple inmates on the yard. They fucking caught you red-handed. They throw you in the shoe for a strip search, and now you're not trying to do that. That's your problem, and that's your fault. Slash me's and slash do's will be a thing. We're not enforcing that to the max. The only time we're enforcing that is when you stab somebody. The only time we want you to do the slash me's and the role play and all that stuff, when we enforce it from a staff perspective, is when you're stabbing somebody. when you're getting searched and all that stuff, we would like you to role play that as well, and we encourage that. But it's not a forced rule where you have to deal with every little interaction around the prison. As long as you're doing it with the COs when they do their searches, and as long as you do it when you're using a knife, that's all we really want. Um, yeah, if there's a way out of level 4, stay out of trouble. Post in your character backstory of you having schemes and screens of you doing stuff that is, doing slow burn role play. You're not getting into stabbings or fights all the time. You're actually doing passive role play. That will lower your points for you to go back to level 3 yard. The COs with recruitment, we would love for you guys to. Can you move the? Yeah, we're gonna move the doctor stuff. That's gonna be moved, so you guys can stop dealing with that. But that's also the fault of people just being stupid with their role play and trying to shit talk, and then we're cracking off race riot because they can't handle somebody walking past them saying "fuck you." When are inmates going to level 4? Well, this when we open up the server and all that stuff, it's boring over there. Yeah, it is boring. No shit, because you're a maximum security inmate. You've been caught multiple times stabbing people. You've been caught multiple times beating people up. How else are we going to segregate you or punish you instead of a 30-minute lockdown or a fucking 30 minutes in the shoe? That's your punishment. Your character storyline has been such a badass tough guy. I'm a shot caller, homeboy. I'm a badass motherfucker. I don't get caught up for nothing. I stab him. I did all this, all this. Yeah, bro, and you got caught up for it. So go take your L. Go take your L like a man. Head to the level 4 yard and take it on the fucking chin. If you don't like it, then don't fucking get caught. Or make a new character. It's that simple. And we do not care. If you guys complain and complain and complain, we're just going to time you out because it's fucking pointless. When are you guys going to put more inmates over there? When the server goes back up, we'll be transferring over a few inmates as well over to the level 4 right off the bat because they've already have a bunch of validation points or they've already been caught in multiple stabbings. We'll be transferring more people over there for sure. And that's going to be a thing. But again, if you want to get out of level 4, then you got to be with slow burn, passive role play. Yeah, level 4, bro. But I just want to mention this. Level 4 is where all the heavy hitters are. When there's a beef on the level 4 yard, it's a stab fest. And most of the time, it's probably going to be a CKs because people are going to implement the CK thing for the level 4s. So if you want to get in a beef with a guy on level 4, you're probably going to get CK'd or stabbed or killed. That's how it is, bro. You don't like it, then stay out of the big bad boy yard. The level 4 is where all the shot callers are, the heavy hitters. You know what I mean? All these guys got multiple stabbings on their record. They're not on the main lines anymore. They're the ones giving shots over the phone. Hey, what's going on the main line? Oh, yeah? You didn't want to do this? Okay, take care of that. Boom. Hand a phone call. That's where the heavy hitters are. And if you don't like it because it's too slow or it's too boring, then stay out of trouble. Or just make a new character and go be a level 3 on a new character storyline and head back to level 3. It's that simple. But it's possible to get out of level 4. You just got to be real slow burn and kind of be passive and not get into so much trouble. It's that simple. If you can't comprehend that, then that's your own problem. Yeah, it's going to be more serious, 100%. But that's the thing is, Chico, that's the thing about a lot of these guys on the server. They say they want that ultra realistic, but then they say the same shit you said. Oh, I want the serious role play where we're locking down and we're doing all that shit, right? But then you guys complain that it's boring of sitting in a cell. Well, guess what, homeboy? You did it to yourself. You want that ultra realistic, serious role play of sitting in a fucking cell for hours because you cracked it off and stabbed a CO or stabbed somebody? Yeah, if you want to be that real, hey, shit, why don't you guys go commit a crime? Why don't you go to jail in real life? You guys want it to be ultra realistic, go do that shit. But if you guys want it to be super slow burn and do that real ultra realistic shit where, people are maybe fearing for their lives with the knives and shit, then go to level 4. Level 4 is where it's going to be serious. You're going to be locked down a lot of the time. People are going to be like, oh, well, it's boring sitting in my cell. Okay, then, again, go back to level 3. Make another character for that. COs are recruiting. We would love for you guys, all the people. There's a lot of you in this chat too that I recognize. You guys go in these chats and you complain about the COs. Well, why don't you go help out? Why don't you go change the narrative? Why don't you go be an asset rather than a liability? Instead of complaining all the time, becoming a part of the problem, you can help solve the problem. And that's that. If you don't want to help out the COs or you can't handle CO this and CO that, then just shut up. Because at that point, it's you're not helping, you're causing, you're making it more of a problem. Now, with the corruption over on COs, not every CO is going to be corrupt, but we will have a prison corrupt gang for the COs, so the COs can have their fun too. If you're saying the server's full of shitters because you had a CO take you to the shoe and he beat your ass with other COs, that's your fucking problem, dude. Maybe you shouldn't tell the CO to go fuck himself or fuck your mother and fuck you. I ain't doing this or no, I'm gonna stab you. I'm gonna kill you or I'm gonna torture your family's house. Like all this extra shit that you want to talk and be all tough. You act like these COs don't have a mindset of their own. You act like these guys actually don't have the fucking keys to the prison and they can take you somewhere and beat you the fuck up. They can. That's realistic. You want realistic? That's realistic. Like, so either get with the program. Maybe don't run your mouth to the COs. Maybe be friendly. Try to get one of them in your pocket. And if that doesn't work out, well, on to the next. Right? It's that simple. Miguel's right. I give them the silent treatment till they leave me alone. There you go. That works too. So yeah, we'd love for you guys to help out on the COs. If there's not enough COs on and shit, we try our best. We make announcements all the time, but not everybody wants to show up all the time. Again, we're taking a step back with how strict we are with things. We want to make this fun for everybody. So if you can help out with COs and have a CO character, that'd be great. Just don't character bleed. So if you're a Southsider and you have a CO character and I see you going over there, because I spectate all the time. And if I see you over there with the Southsiders being all friendly, giving them notes and shit, I'm going to take that as character bleeding. Because it is. I mentioned the event team. We're recruiting for the event team. We'd love to see more event people out there. Yeah, character bleeding is pretty much using information from one character to another, or you involving your character's history and storyline from one character to another. We'll be talking about whether the server is going to go up or down and so forth after the meeting, at the end of the meeting. Whitelist applications. We're going to keep whitelist open. Now, we know there's a lot of people that come in here from other servers. You know, thou shalt not be named or whatever. A lot of people come over from servers that are competition or whatever. We know they have spies. We know they're watching shit. So do we. We're watching shit too, homeboy. So we're making that very clear to everybody. We're going to have open up whitelist. It's going to allow a lot more people to come in here. Yeah, right. We're gonna have a lot more people coming in here. You know, it's gonna be easier to get whitelists. It's gonna be easier for people to come in the server because we want people to have fun and experience it. Fish for like the first 2 days should get like shoot time like 23 and 1 for that. I don't know about that. Again, all you guys got to do is you got to know how to politic. You got to know how to talk to people. This fish is acting up. Well, instead of being an egotistical prick and walking up to the guy and be like, hey, either you get down with the program or you're getting stabbed, why don't you go befriend him? Why don't you use that type of role play? Why don't you make friends with the guy and bring him in that way rather than telling him either get with the program or you're dead? So that might work if you try it out. Staff applications. We're going to be opening up staff applications. I'm pretty sure they're already open. We're looking for more staff, people who are going to be active, handling tickets, helping with the events. If you're just showing up once a week, we don't need you, brother. We don't. We need people who are going to be dedicated, showing up, actually wanting to see this community thrive and survive. I brought up taking a step back with the strict stuff. Whitelist is open. Event managers, we're looking for more. COs, we'd love to get more. Medical staff is most likely going to be more on an event basis. The streamers, we'd love for you guys to, if you guys want to work with us in making content, like you want to get some scenes for your stream, and we take you to the shoe and there's a little content scene we got set up, we're more than happy to work with you guys. Just let us know. Make a ticket, right? We'll definitely help you guys out, make these scenes and stuff. But you can't expect us to take an active faction member who's the shot caller to the shoe just so you can get your stabbing. It's just that interferes with other people's role play. We just need more active players. Well, we did have 100 plus people until everybody said they wanted ultra realistic, and then we did that and we banned a bunch of motherfuckers, and now they're complaining that it's too low pop. Again, at the end of the day, guys, I'm satisfied with 30 people. From a server owner's perspective, I'm satisfied. If we got 30, 40, 50, I'm satisfied. We do not need 120. A lot of people, they saw the 100 plus people. You saw how hectic and crazy it was. It still gets like that. We just don't have 1,000 fucking people coming in here and, you guys fucking complaining constantly of fish not listening and fish don't fear and all this other bullshit, right? A lot of it is just people not knowing how to be a leader. A lot of people just don't know how to be a leader. That's what it is, man. I've even seen COs, we've been on event characters and we go on the pod and we do something with the Southerners. And me and a couple other guys, we have event characters, right? So we go beat up a Southsider. Fuck the South Side, bro. Boom, boom, boom. Bulldog Gang. We had a CO stand up right in front of us and he did nothing. He did nothing. He let us walk right out. Now he was a recruit. Maybe that's why he's a recruit, and we try to help out with getting them trained, and we try our best to make sure COs are active and stuff. But accidents happen, mistakes are made, shit happens, bro. If it ain't perfect, then get the fuck over it. They'll get punished one way or another. If it continues to happen, they'll get punished one way or another. I'm going to start letting people come up with questions. All right. If you guys have a question, go ahead and raise your hand. Let's talk about some stuff. We've gone over a good majority of stuff. If it's about the server opening, we'll talk about that at the very end of the meeting. But right now, let's hear questions about the server changes, whatever you guys want to talk about.
Come up here and say no dumb shit neither.
Yeah, don't come up here and say no dumb shit. Time your ass out. Come on up, Big Happy.
Yo, hey,
What's up?
I'm gonna be honest, well, I missed fucking. I don't know if you guys talked about it, but the level 4, I didn't hear that. If you could say that shit again, that would be great.
Yeah. So pretty much level 4 is going to be for the guys who want slow burn, sitting in the cell RP, intense, stabbing each other, doing all that extra ultra fanatical, realistic prison RP. You want to sit in a cell for 4 hours, that'll be level 4. That's for all the heavy hitters, all the shot callers, all the guys who are constantly stabbing and getting caught up. We're going to throw you on the level 4 yard. Hell yeah, I come off aggressive as fuck because I know how to put my foot down. You see me on CO, I tell an inmate, cuff up, inmate, cuff up. What the fuck do you know? Cuff the fuck up, inmate. I ain't soft. I ain't soft. Yeah, Miguel ain't done shit, but I'm not soft. I actually put my foot down when I go on CO, and I don't have an inmate character. I make the war event characters, but I help out mostly with the COs because they need the help the most out of everything. But yeah, exactly. I'm a shot caller, Bones. But yeah, Big Happy to pretty much go over it. Level 3 is going to be exactly where all the new inmates and all the inmates are going to be at. It's a lot of fights, a lot of cracking off. It's going to be less strict over on the level 3 yard, while level 4, it's for the people who want to have that ultra realistic. They want to be a shot caller sitting in a cell, calling to the main line to see what's going on. Or it's the guys who are stabbing each other all the time, and then you get caught up for it, and you have multiple stabbings on your record. We're going to have you go take a little time out over on level 4 and calm down, and you can go sit in a cage. When you go to yard, it'll be 2 people to a cage, so you can do your workout role play and do the screen role play of all that shit, right?
You will have activities and stuff to do on that yard too. You'll be able to craft stuff that nobody else on level 3 will be able to craft. So if you do hit that yard again, you know you can definitely bless people with the package that you got somewhere that no one else has went. So there is
Exactly.
benefits to it. And Mike, when he's saying this shit, he is coming off aggressive and getting a little carried away with sitting in the stuff for 4 hours. You'll be doing other shit in there too, but it will be risky. You might not. You could die there. Like the CKs and shit, it will be there. The stabbings, they will be there. You will have to slash me for everything in that bitch. So when you go there, just be prepared for that. If you want to fuck off in 3, you're gonna die in 4. But if you do what you're supposed to do in 3 and you still go, you'll probably end up being a shot caller for real, for when you touch back down. But if you fuck off in 3, you're gonna die in 4. That's for sure. But that's it on that.
Sound good?
Yeah, yeah.
All right, cool. All right, we'll bring up Billy.
What's up, dog? How you coming? I had 2 questions on the level 4.
Sure.
will we still have access to workshop and shit like that, or is that even gonna
Yeah.
be more strictler basis?
No, yeah, you guys will still have access to workshops. It's just you're gonna have your own time. It's not gonna be 50 motherfuckers on a yard, right? It's gonna be a lot lower numbers, and you're gonna be around a bunch of people. Where if you go crack it off with this guy over here, he might stab you and CK you too, right? So you're still gonna have workshop. You're still gonna have activities. You're still gonna be able to craft stuff. It's gonna be like level 3 with you're still gonna be able to do stuff. It's just a lot more serious on that yard.
Got you. Now getting off level 4, is that harder on some people, or is it just really depend on your guys' opinion?
It's really depending on the CO's opinion of how your activity and how your person has been in game. If you're sitting here, you're not getting into fights, you're not getting into stabbings, you're doing screens, you're putting it in your character backstory, pictures, and storyline of you doing stuff. You're going to be able to go back to level 3 and your points are going to drop, validation points, and you're going to be able to go back to the level 3 yard.
I got you. Hell yeah, appreciate it, Mikey.
Yeah, no problem. You guys got to expect that it's going to be more slow burn over there. You're going to have stuff to do, but you have to understand that you want that to be ultra realistic. Okay, well we're going to have you go sit in the cell, and I'm not saying you're going to sit in there for 4 hours, right? I'm being a little exaggerating with it, but you might be over in the cell for an hour, right? Because we also have COs that are going to level 3 yard and watching that shit. Right now, you're not going to sit there for 8 hours in the shoe over there if you get into trouble on level 4, but you are going to be in the shoe, or you are going to be, because level 4 is going to have its own pod, its own yard, and its own shoe. So if COs take their time, or they're having struggling because they don't have that many COs, dude, it is what it is. You don't like it, help out. Armor is useful. Well, we have inmate armor. We just haven't pushed that out yet. But armor is going to be craftable. Knives will be craftable. Phones will be craftable. There's going to, like, Blanco said, Batman, you'll have stuff on level 4 that you can craft that maybe you won't be able to craft on level 3. All right. Who else got a question? Anybody else want to raise hands? Come question. Yeah, Billy's like one of the only people that has the armor, and it's because Billy has been going to, Billy's actually thinking with his head, even though he role plays as a disabled inmate. He thinks with his head. He goes, finds out who's the actual corrupt guard, and then he goes to him, and then he acts like, oh, okay, well let me go pay this corrupt guard to give me some of his armor. So, but that's going to start dying down with that stuff. We're going to have inmate armor be a thing and stuff. And no, guards aren't going to be able to sell you their tasers and their batons and stuff. We're not having that. And no, you can't rob a CO. No, you can't stab a CO for no fucking reason. Again, we're trying to have the COs stay here and want to be here. Again, if they're corrupt, that's a totally different thing. Yeah, the level 4 cages will most likely have doors as well. Right now they don't have it, but I'll be setting it up. Anybody else have any questions? Okay. Wheelchairs will be implemented. We will have wheelchairs. It's just hard because we don't have a dedicated medical staff team like that. So the doctors are going to be in events, and then the wheelchairs, inmates that role play in a wheelchair, they can't just, oh, everybody's cracking off, let me hop out of my wheelchair and start stabbing everybody now. No, dude, you got to be authentic to your role play of being in a wheelchair. Conjugal visits, that's already a thing. If you guys are both above the 18, age of 18, and you guys make a ticket and you want to have a conjugal visit with you and your little female friend, you can do that. You just got to make a ticket so we can help establish that role play scene for you and help you get it set up. If you guys have a content scene that you want and you want to get it going, all you got to do is make a ticket and let us know. If you're a streamer and shit. But if you have 5 followers and you're saying, hey, I want to stab this guy and all this other stuff, you guys are tripping a little bit. What's up, Gilbert?
Yo, I got a question. So I don't know if I'm like fucking blind or something, but where do you even apply to be medical staff at?
It was more of a thing where you make a ticket and you let us know you want to be medical and stuff. But the thing is, like I said, we're probably just going to make it an event thing. So if you want to help with medical, go over to the event thing that we're going to set up and just join the event team. So you can help out with the variety of things. We need people who are going to help out with the inmate firefighting. You got to role play as a firefighter that's going to help lead these inmates into a fire. We have stuff that happens during that shit too. There's some stuff that we haven't even dropped in the server because it's specifically meant for the inmate firefighting stuff.
All right, man. That was my only question.
For sure. Gladiator school. You know, with the prison gang with the COs, I want to see more gladiator events with the 3v3s or the 4v4s or the 5v5s, COs versus inmates, inmate versus inmates. Fire camp, we already have that set up. It's just about having people help lead it and be active with it. If you guys want to join the staff team, we're always looking for more staff that are going to be active and dedicated, and then, you know, not tell me a week later, oh, dude, for the next month, I'm going to be gone. Oh, brother, it's like, why even join the team then? Yeah, of course, level 4. Level 4 will have their own style of events. No, you're not going to go be an inmate firefighter, but we'll have your own style of events that you'll be able to do stuff, you know, gladiator school, the riots, and so forth. Yeah, it's not what your country can do for you. It's what can you do for your country. Miguel's exactly right. What's up, Joe? Jay?
Hey, I just had a question about the barber and the tattoo situation. Because every time I want to go get a haircut, I've got to ask a CO to take me across the whole entire prison.
Yeah, so that we tried to implement the tattoo artist inmates giving tattoos. We tried to implement the inmate barber thing. The thing is we have too many people wanting to get it done all the time and then the guys are not active enough. So what we've decided to do is take out the inmate tattoo artist and take out the inmate barber is because again people aren't just not active enough for that. The inmate barber will still be a thing. The tattoo artist conflicts with our current tattoo script that we have regarding custom tattoos. So we've decided to take out the implementing the tattoo stuff because either we have inmates be tattoo artists and they can do tattoos, or we have custom tattoos through the tattoo menu we have, and we can implement little custom tattoos through that, like faction stuff and so forth.
Yeah, okay. I appreciate it.
Yeah, that's exactly why the tattoos at restart were not sticking. Is because we had two tattoo scripts conflicting with each other. So it's got to be one or the other. Do you want the custom tats or do you want the regular tats but inmates can give it to you? Let me bring up Sucka. Can you dig it, Sucka? What's up?
Oh, you hear me?
Yep.
It's just a little problem on the yard where when you're doing telling the little trades, little customized trades, you duplicate like the inmates on the yard and shit. And that's really the only little issue, brother. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, we're planning on adding more activities and stuff like that for them to do on the yard. What we'll probably do is we'll make it so only one inmate can do it at a time. It's gonna suck because people are gonna get pissed, but we'll just make it that only one inmate could do it at a time. Because the only reason why there's 30 of them is because 30 inmates are trying to do the job. So we'll probably just make it where it's only one inmate that can do it at a time. But there's gonna be a variety of stuff that they can do.
Yeah, cause once you do the little job, I know it do have like a little wait timer when somebody else doing it, but then when you do it, I guess it duplicates an NPC every time you like sell the trade type shit, brother. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, yeah. So we'll definitely have that fixed for the update.
All right, bet. That's it.
But Bobby Boucher.
Bobby Boucher. That's funny. No, but another thing I want to like this is something I've noticed on the white side, just considering the fact like guys will come in with be tatted the fucking hell and back since you're basically gonna be doing like a basically everybody back to zero. Basically, is there any way that you can implement that? Hey, you can't get tattoos until you've been on that yard for a little bit of time. You're actually earning those tattoos.
The whole argument with that is they want to role play coming in the prison with certain tattoos. Now, I will say this. If people are stupid enough to get a gang affiliated tattoo, they're going to find out the repercussions by you guys calling them out.
Yeah, because this
Now,
one
mhm.
Because this one guy the other day, you can ask a few of the guys who were on the white side and everything. Like we heard this one guy, he didn't even know what the fuck his tattoos meant. It's like, then what the fuck do you got a tattoo for? Like you didn't do nothing for that. And like we're having to come out of character on a few of the guys because they're just being fucking stupid. Sorry, but I'm just calling it like I see it.
Oh yeah, I get it.
Like,
best way we. Mhm.
because I know some of the guys who say, "Oh, I'm quote unquote are this," but then as soon as a fight happens with a black on white or whatever, they're the first one to run. It's like, but you got that tattoo saying that you did such and such in another prison, but here you're being a little bitch.
Yeah, that's all. That's
That
all in character stuff, brother. I can't sit here and make it a staff ticket because they have the 1488 shit or whatever, or they have the head tattoo that might be affiliated with a gang, but they don't know. That's kind of their problem, and they'll figure it out. When you guys call them out like you didn't earn that shit or you're not affiliated, they'll go make a ticket and they'll get it changed themselves because they're gonna know if they don't change it, you guys are gonna call them out for it or possibly stab them for it.
right. And last but not least, is there any way that you can look into the male guy around? I've done it like 3 or 4 times, like where the male people, it will not let it work.
Sure.
It doesn't work properly. Like I know I should put in a ticket, but by the time I put in a ticket, it's already fucking midnight. I'm like, yeah, I'm ready to go to bed. I'm fucking tired.
Yeah, I got you. I'll look into the mail guy.
All right, I appreciate it, buddy.
Sure. We'll let Devil up here. Jesus.
I don't know how to get there.
How's it going, Big Mike?
Chilling. What about yourself?
Shit, I'm good. Oh, now the only thing I wanted to ask about was well, fuck, it just went away. Um, no, I wanted to bring back the shit talking to the guards. I'm fixing to be a correctional officer, and if y'all shit talk me, I'm gonna shit talk right back, and it might hurt your feelings.
I'm
Be
finna
right.
shit talk the fuck out you.
All right, bet. I might
No,
hurt
yeah.
your feelings. So.
No, yeah, it is what it is. We're not gonna say, "Oh, that's not realistic for a CEO to talk shit back to an inmate." Like, no, you can
Like
talk
I
shit
used
back.
to be a correctional officer IRL, y'all, and I know how they actually act. So I'm gonna treat you like that. And if you shit talk me too much, I might just drag your ass back behind the building and fucking beat the shit out of you.
I'm dead.
Is that all?
Yeah, that's all, bro.
Okay,
Appreciate
cool.
the time.
No problem, man. Yeah, if you're me personally, I'm gonna shit talk you back too. If I'm role playing a CEO and you're shit talking me, I'll shit talk back to you, and we're not gonna let you CK me because I told you to shut the fuck up. What the fuck? That's just stupid. Yeah, we'll make an announcement for CO applications for sure. We'll take a few more questions. Big Happy, we'll let you back up again. If you guys have questions, raise your hand.
Alright, bruh. Are you guys gonna move the medical?
Yeah, we are.
Alright, that's it.
Medical will be moved. Anybody else have any more questions? What's up?
Oh yeah, I guess it's still like a little debate, bro, with this little kitchen knife and capsule little situation too, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I've been hearing motherfuckers. I know I had, made my little, what I'm saying, about my little shits, you know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying, can you like make it more out there like that it can't fit in the capsule like y'all be saying and shit? Feel me? So nobody else could get confused on that, you know?
The thing is, it's a game at the end of the day. So if you want to put a kitchen knife up your plastic capsule, then you can. There, you know
Oh,
what I mean? That can be argued. I'm gonna be honest. That can be argued all day. Okay, so
oh
what is
shit.
my plastic tube 8 inches by 8 inches or is it 3 inches by 3 inches? Fools are gonna argue that all day. So yeah,
Okay.
you can, dude. It's a game. If you want to hide your knife in your plastic capsule, that's cool.
Bet,
You're
bet, bet. Good
hiding a
Where are
looking.
you
machete in
hiding
there?
that? Where are you
Hey,
hiding
y'all
that
heard that
plastic
from the
capsule?
owner himself. You know what I'm
Where are
saying?
you hiding? Well, hold on, homeboy. Where are
Plastic
you
capsule,
hiding that?
plastic capsule.
Yeah, where are you
In
hiding
my,
that
in,
capsule at?
in my, you feel me though? You know what
Yeah,
I'm
no, that can't
saying?
be argued at all, bro. That is a no go. Are you saying like
A
what?
no go.
Why wouldn't you put
Oh,
the
I
rest?
meant, oh, I forgot to put the rest of the detail. I meant like tuck it. You know what I'm saying? In your prison pocket, brother. I ain't gonna
Yeah,
lie.
but why would
That's
you
what I'm
even
talking
think
about.
about putting a knife in your ass?
Shit, nigga, to tuck it off so nobody you find that
Yeah,
motherfucker,
so
bro.
what the? An entire kitchen knife, you said?
Yeah, in the capsule.
You're gonna put an entire kitchen knife that's about 9 inches long from the
I'm
kitchen
just
in the
saying, bro.
castle in
Me, I'm
your
not
ass.
finna argue with you, bro. I ain't gonna lie, bro.
I'm
Already
asking,
did
are
all.
you
Look, look,
saying
look,
is that
look, look, look,
okay? Or are you
look, look,
saying
look.
that's bad?
It's good, bro. I don't. It don't matter with me. I'm just saying for any other
That's what
nigga
I'm
in this
asking
bitch
for
that don't
you. Are
know.
you
Hey,
asking, are you against that? Are you trying to say like that shouldn't be happening? Or are you saying that we should allow that? That you should be able to put a kitchen knife in your ass in
I
a
want
castle?
y'all. I want to hear what y'all got to say about it. You feel me?
I don't
This ain't
agree
that
with
to
that.
me, bro.
But I
You
would
know
just
what
put
I'm
it in
saying?
my waistband. I wouldn't put I would put a shank maybe in my ass or something small, but not a whole kitchen knife. A kitchen knife has to go.
Hell yeah. Hey,
Kitchen
CO's
knife has
checking
to be
everything on
fucked
your
up.
person, brother. Hair,
Yeah,
waistband,
they gonna
shoes,
catch that
socks,
then, bro. Because I'm not putting that shit. So yeah, that could be argued all
everything.
day then. Yeah, that could. Yeah, you could stick it in your ass. I'm gonna put it in my band. I'm gonna get caught, bro. I'm not putting that whole thing in my ass though. Ain't no way.
Shit, but what Mikey got to say about it though? Like, is it like you feel
It's
me?
just, I'm gonna be honest. He is right. Is it realistic? Is it realistic? Are you gonna swallow a 9-inch banger? Are you gonna shove a 9-inch banger up your ass? No.
Yeah, cut.
If so, you're my cellmate now, homeboy.
Hey, but I ain't tripping though, bruh. Shit, I don't be bringing my shit out no more, even after the little situation niggas done had and all that type of shit. You feel me? But
That's the
it
thing.
is
It,
what
it
it
could
is,
be
bro.
argued. It could be argued all day. At the end of the day, it's all about realism. You know, can I finish? Can I fit a 9-inch up there or not? So
Yeah,
if you wanna argue about that, then you can argue about that. So
that's where
So yeah,
Google and
you're
shit
good,
come in,
bro.
bro. I
So
don't
you
know none
good
of that,
then,
bro. That's
dog. You
yeah, you
good
feel
then.
me? Oh, so it's good?
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit, nigga. Oh. All
you
right,
got
then
all
that's
excited.
it, bro.
You got
Yeah.
excited. What's up, Venom or Veneno?
All right, so with the it's just so okay, so is that changing the entire aspect of the so like on the staff side? So like we're allowing stuff like that, so we could just let it slide now because I know before we were implementing like that shit wasn't happening. Like I'm not even sure if you could put a knife inside of a book anymore because it's not enough storage, you know?
Oh yeah, certain knives will have certain
So
weight for
yeah,
certain items. You know what I mean?
so like with the it's just a game. So when's the point when it crosses realism and it's just a game? Like when does it cross that line? Like that's
So
what I was trying
look,
to understand from this
look.
meeting.
So you cannot stick a baseball bat up your ass. I'm not allowing that. But if you can somehow fit a knife and if you want to cuff it, however you want to cuff it, or a shank, or maybe even break the back off the knife so you only got the blade. He could have been talking like that, so it's maybe been 3 inches instead of 9. Then yeah, but we're not allowing you to put a dumbbell up your ass, homeboy.
Yeah, that's exactly. So like with the kitchen knife, like that, when you told him, Mikey, like it's just a game. Yeah, you could do it. So like
Well, dude,
is
it's
that
just a
like
role play. It's role play. So at the end of the day, are you just sticking the whole knife, handle, blade, all that included up your ass? No. It's all depending on. That's why I also told him it all depends on the situation. If you're role playing just doing that, then no. But
And
if you're actually
he's
role
you
playing
have to
some type of
slash
way,
me when you're doing that too. So like that's going in the
yeah,
air. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
So it's all he has to do that. He has to slash me if he's gonna talk that shit. Anybody has to do that shit. Like, slips knife and waistband. That's what I prefer to do. But yeah, that all that shit's gonna be in the air. So you know.
all right, yeah. I just want to get that because like I did hear you saying a lot in this meeting, like it was like well
We're
pushing a
just
little
gonna
bit less
tone
on the role
down
play.
the RP as in we're not gonna try to ban as many people as we did trying to do the serious RP. And plus there was people in this community beforehand that was pushing some, hard RP in there that, some people aren't used to and it's not that player friendly.
yeah, it's not player friendly, motherfuckers.
It's a game, so we want it to be
Yeah,
player friendly. We want it to be serious. Everything we still want all the politics. I love that shit. I want all the politics and shit, but
Oh yeah, but also with that
we're
mic,
not
okay,
letting you
so
put baseball bats in your ass.
okay,
But
with the taxing thing, so I completely understand if someone wants to come in as like Latin Kings or like Bulldogs in that race, but what if they come in inside of the same trying to rep Norteño, but they're not part of the familia? So
that's a
like,
faction. Yeah, that's a faction thing.
y-
So that's all faction and faction beef. You can't
but
tax the guys
what
because
if
they
it's
don't want
two
to join
different
you.
factions? You know, because it's the Northern Alliance, what if they don't want to be part of the Northern Alliance, but they still want to be Nortes, and they create their own faction? So like, if someone else creates a
so
different
they can do that,
Southern
but you can go
faction
to
that's
war with
not
them.
Southern Raza, 100%. But what if war in the end? Because like fighting your own race, like it gets to a point, and usually at the point it does become like a tax thing, where it's like in that. And I could understand where you wouldn't tax maybe like Latin Kings or like Bulldogs because they're their own faction. But if they're trying to be almost as if they're part of your faction but a different faction, then I would see where a tax would get implemented. Because like I mean I don't know if that would be just
It's
a level
all
4 thing.
faction. No, it's all no. At the end of the day, that's all faction in character faction role play and politics. Now, if they want to come in here and role play like the Northern Alliance, you guys are all role playing as Northerners in your own group, and you're trying to rally the Northerners under you. If there's another Northerner gang that wants to come in here and role play as Northerners, but they don't want to be a part of you, that's an in character beef that you guys will have to politic out with your own politics. Now, Bulldogs don't want to run with the Nortes, but they want to be in their own fucking car and they want to have their own shit. That's also in character politics. You can't tax the Bulldogs for not wanting to join you. They want to be their own thing, but they're not claiming Norte too. And that's an argument that's a realistic argument. If I don't know, a fool saying, "Oh, well, I want to be a Norte, but I'm also a Bulldog," and "Oh, I'm not a Bulldog or I'm not a Norte, I want to be Bulldog," all that shit.
Bro, someone just called me the whitest dude. I'm straight Mexican.
All right,
Redhead.
at the end of the day, is we
Check
try
on
to
me.
keep it.
Stock check.
We want it to be realistic and shit, so it's all depending on situation by situation.
No, yeah, palabra. All right, then. Yeah.
Okay, we'll take 2 more questions. Come on up, Gilbert.
Yo,
What's
so
up?
my question is, right? So I got a question about like how long somebody's gonna get banned for. So you know how people like you said earlier, oh, something about a knife and a shiv, but when you're a CO and you try to get them to like crouch down, cough, give them laxatives or whatever, the tube just doesn't come out no matter what. How long is the ban for that?
Wait, what? Repeat that?
So like, all right. So you know how you were talking about people putting like knives up their ass and shit, right? And like in the tube shivs or the plastic capsules.
Mm-hmm.
So with that, when COs try and search them and then they just don't fucking like role play nothing out with laxatives, sit down and cough or anything, like how long should the ban be for that?
That's a low, you know, well, Connor, yeah, it is low quality RP, but it's also just like it could be a mix of power gaming because you're forcing the roleplay not to be realistic. It could be a mix of low quality RP. It could be a mix of unrealistic roleplay. At the end of the day, it's something that we don't want to happen. So if you get
You
punished
really
for it,
just have
as
to
staff,
cross that bridge when you get there and see what
Yeah,
you
because the
and
amount of times like I've watched somebody stab somebody and then all of a sudden the knife is just gone in the capsule. It's like the fuck?
yeah, I agree with you 100%. It also depends on the record. Now, my personal opinion, if that was happening to a guy that never had a ban or nothing on his record, it could be a 24-hour ban. It could be an 8-hour ban. But if he had a record where he's been punished multiple times or banned multiple times, it could be a 3-day ban. It could be a week ban. It all depends on the record too. Situation by situation basis.
All right, bet. I appreciate that.
Exits. All the CO's got to do is walk over to this cabinet, slash me, grabs a medical bottle for the thing, pours out one laxative. It's the same shit, just doing stock me's and, you know. Oh, shit. All right, am I better now? Is it better now? Okay. But yeah, all it takes is for these guys to do slash me, walks over to cabinet, opens medical box and takes out laxative pills. Like all they got to do is role play it too. But they're not just gonna pops it out right outside of the vest. Take this, right? It's it's all about role play and how they role play it. If it's low quality RP, then it's low quality RP. But at the end of the day, guys, people are gonna complain about anything and everything when it doesn't go their way. So when I say we're being less strict on things, is we're trying to have it be more fun. We're trying to have it be super fucking ultra strict with how we're trying to be this super realistic prison shit. We're trying. We are serious. We are realistic with how we do things. But dude, this isn't shot caller. Sitting in a fucking cell 24/7. Visiting is still a thing. That's just implemented through the schemes. If you guys want to visit one of your homeboys, you just make a scheme ticket, and say, hey, I'd like to set up a visit with my friend. You can do a screenshot in game of you, hey, talking on one of the phones that we have set up in game, the literal wall phone that we have set up. You can just go over there, take a screenshot, put some text on it. Hey, come visit me and all this shit, and then we'll approve it. Yeah, you have your homeboy make a character. We get him transferred over to the visiting room. We go pick you up from the cell, and you go talk to him. It's very simple, guys. It's not that hard to overthink this shit. Yeah, we'll have an event set up with a priest in the church. We do actually have people go in their cells and try to do, hey, go lay down for a little bit. We do. It's just, again, and I know I keep saying it, it's a game. People lose track of time. People can't remember everything. People are in the heat of the moment, right? So people try their best. And not everything's perfect. Not everything's perfect. You want this to be perfect like prison? Go to prison. Go to prison. Yeah, all it takes is one CO to say lights out for 30 minutes. Most of the time we do that. I want to see Miguel in prison. I want to see Miguel in prison. I want to see how that white boy gets down there. I want to see how full. I'm going to say, pocket Jimmy. Chow hall hardly ever happens anymore as well. It's all like eat on your own time. All right, well we can try to implement more of a chow hall. Oh, but... Okay, is it better now? Oh. All right, is it better now, or is it still going? Okay, so chow hall and stuff. We are trying to implement it more often for chow hall. But what we found out, right? All the meals, all the custom shit that we made for meals and all the shit in the back of the kitchen, we made that for you guys to experience and have that shit, and it's actually cool. What we found out was these inmates are charging you for the custom meals they're making back there. We never wanted it to be like that. And anytime we catch them doing it, we throw them in the shoe or they lose their trusteeship. They shouldn't be doing that in an RP sense. So if they get caught, they lose their trusteeship or they go to the shoe. You guys are more than welcome to report it to a CEO. Hey, this guy's charging me for the food that you're serving me at Chow Hall. Oh, well, Stacks. The only thing is we don't have that many trustees that are on all the time. So we'll let one or two guys who are not trustees maybe go back there because there's no trustees on. Then contact a supervisor, Scrappy. Let a supervisor know, hey, I've been told by this CO. Ask for his name. What's his name? What's your name? Okay, I'm going to go talk to the supervisor about you. And if they're not doing anything, that's where we step in. Yeah. The whole white boy role play and all that shit. You guys can role play skinheads in here, but we're not tolerating that fake ass racist role play. You can go to GTA World with that shit and sit on a tier with 5 white boys and type 8 hours a day and do nothing. Have fun over there, brother. We don't want that over here.
Boy, I'm jacked up on
Okay.
Mountain Dew right now.
Well, all right. So we'll allow Devil to come up and be the last question, then we'll kind of finish it off. Go ahead.
Mine's just for just to make you laugh, Mikey. So you said we don't allow fake racist roleplay. What about real racist roleplay? I'm just being funny.
You want to find out, homeboy? You want to find out? Let me find out. Let
Oh,
me find out.
mine, homeboy.
Let me find out. Let me find out. You want to troll racism as a white boy in here? I'm gonna let the blacks have fun with you. End of the discussion. I'm gonna bring Billy in there. Billy's gonna be talking to you with a lisp as he does something. But yeah, Miguel already knows what happens with that shit. But can I repeat with an inmate as a CO? Oh Jesus. As long as you guys are both over 18, and there's a role play behind it, and you're actually having a backstory and all that shit. Is Billy black or white in your eyes? He's a light skin from Queens. but all right, Happy, you got one more. What do you need, Happy? I'll bring it up. One more.
Whoop, double S.
Okay. That's a guy who doesn't bang in real life, gentlemen. Veneno, last question.
All right. So what about like mayoyo, mayate? Like, what
So,
about that?
so
Like, cause
if it,
bro, I bet like
well,
there's people in other languages calling me shit, and I don't even know. But you gonna know mayate cause it's like some common shit, you know?
yeah, I'll say this: if somebody gets banned because you call them that, we'll punish you for it. So if
If
you want to
someone
take the
what?
risk, if a streamer gets punished with his stream and it's TOS because you call them a mayete, then
Oh
we're
yeah,
gonna
no.
punish.
I mean, like, I bet. All right. So then, like, no, then
No, well,
no
I'll
other
hey,
no
roll the
foreign
dice.
or no
Roll the dice.
languages. All right.
Roll the dice. If they get
All
banned
right.
for
I
it,
just
you're good. If they get banned for it, you're gonna get banned for it. Just know. So if you want to roll the dice, yeah. If Taekwon, if he wants to, in character, if the BBF want to stab you because they know what that means, then they know what it means, and they're gonna. That's all role play. All right, one more, Bobby. Last one.
It's just like with the music. A lot of the music that I've been hearing in the thing is TOS also. Like every time I come in, I'm having to streamer mode before I even walk out of my cell because of some of that shit that's been playing.
Yeah.
Like, think about
Well,
your surroundings,
that's a
guys.
copyright. That's a copyright thing too. That's why it's TOS.
Yeah, it gets us monetized. Like people don't understand. People who's been streaming a long time, like that gets us monetized, and that fucking hurts a paycheck for people
One hundred
who
percent.
like I do. Like I stream for a living, and like other people just stream for shits and giggles. I stream for a living. If I get monetized, that fucking hurts because you got to wait 3 hours just to get unmonetized.
I feel
So
that 100%. And like everybody's saying in the chat, that is slash streamer mode is a thing. That's why they made it a part of the script. So in case, and I put it on all the time just because I don't want to hear it. But
oh no,
if
like
you,
I wish that I could like I wish there was like a way that you had like a small brief before like I'm thinking about just hiding somewhere that I know that not a whole lot of people go to whenever like I'll go when I'm on my trustee, I'll just go hide in the kitchen before I'm gonna pop my head at night. Just for that way I can put streamer mode on because I've had to literally mute my audio, like game audio before I even fly in like completely before my streamer can hear it. But yeah,
I feel,
music does it too. Not just the words that people are using, but a lot of the music is a big factor.
most definitely.
All right, you can put.
All right. So we're gonna start wrapping it up off the questions. Add more doors to be unlocked with the trustee card. Well, the only doors that you guys should be able to open is not any like actual like known doors. The only doors that you should be able to open is like the kitchen, um, maybe the workshop, maybe the clothing room area, stuff like that. You shouldn't be have access to open up the front door so they can, you know, go in the showers and shit like that. I wouldn't even say that. You can RP as a character speaking straight Spanish if you really want that. Okay, I want to end this off. At the end of the day, guys, we want you to have fun in here. We want it to be somewhat realistic and serious with the role play that we do. But if it doesn't fit your narrative or you don't think it's ultra realistic or this and that and this and that, guys, we're not forcing you to play here. But if you want to be toxic and you want to shit talk in chats, then we're going to ban you. Just like any other 5M community, if you're toxic, you server diss, you just, really trying to get people to leave the server, they ban you. I've seen it happen in multiple servers, whether it's motorcycle clubs, whether it's gangs, whether it's mafias. If at the end of the day we are a gaming community and you sit here and you try to shit on the server and get people to leave, you get banned. It's that simple. Happens in almost every single server. Okay. All right. Now, the main question that everybody's been asking about, when's the server gonna go up? All right, so since a lot of you are impatient, right? One's in the chat if you want to wait till the update's done. Oh, got you. Got you. Now, one's in the chat if you want to wait. Don't even spell it yet. I need to say it first. All right, you know what? I'm going to make it a vote. I'm going to make it a vote since you're already spamming. I'm going to make it a
Stupid.
vote. Yeah, you guys already fucked up. But I'm going to put it up. Either
Stupid.
we,
He put
either,
67.
yeah. That's actually a demon thing if you didn't know already. No, just Batman. You
You
remember that shit.
satanic
We're not
bitch.
gonna
Okay.
days.
Oh yeah. So we're gonna put up a vote whether we keep the server down till Friday and we get all the development done so you guys can come the day after Thanksgiving and pop out and boom, it's the development, it's the weekend, right? The update's out. Or I can put the server up until Friday and then we put the server down Friday or Saturday and then it comes up Sunday with the update. So I'm going to put up the vote and you guys decide. I'll put it up right now in server pools.
I know the answer to that, Mackie.
Yeah, I already have a feeling too.
People have been sitting there want to play.
Okay, the vote is up in server polls. Feel free to go vote. All right, that's pretty much it. I appreciate everybody attending. We're going to be moving forward. We're going to be working on the update as well, on the behind the scenes and all that shit. But we appreciate you guys showing up. We will hope you guys stay here for the future. We hope you guys work with us. We hope you guys be not a toxic player that just gets banned and moves server to server, because there's a lot of those. I'm staring at a few right now. Or you guys actually, be helpful with the community and shit. Don't be a toxic player. Help with the community. If there's a problem, if there's a complaint, you should be making a ticket, not going to general chat, spilling out your emotions and how it's not going my way. This happened and this is bullshit. You sound like a child. So get the fuck out of here. But yeah, we hope you guys enjoy the server in the future. We hope you guys work with us. At the end of the day, we'll try our best to work with you. But some things, it's just got to have our foot down, and it is what it is.
And if you have any suggestion further than this point, use either the suggestions channel or come to me, write me in my DMs if it's something you don't want to spread too public or something that you think needs to be heard very urgently. I'm always open. My DMs are open, and I'm not going to judge you for your ideas, no matter how stupid they might be.
Sounds good. All right. That vote is going to be up for the next 40 minutes till 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern. At that point, we will decide whether the server goes up or not.
Bro, we up right now.
Yeah, we up right now.
We up
Yeah,
right
we
now.
up right